Welcome back to Gintama. Now, I'm recording this after the fact because for some reason my intro didn't actually record. So I've already seen the 2 episodes of Gintama that are coming out this week, so all I can say is you're in for one hell of a ride. A Reaper, a criminal, and a sense of justice. Where will we find ourselves by the end of it? Hopefully not on the streets begging for strangers to help end everything. But sit back, relax, and let's watch some Gintama. Christ. Now I wonder who that could be. What kind of monster would be good at cleansing? Still, the slightly artistic way of just showing a mountain of corpses, get around the senses by making the blood kind of crystalline instead of pooled. And how many days are we going to have where everyone can just act so carefree? There aren't that many. Can just openly festival type elements in Gintama. And are we going to get a storyline closer, going over the assistant to the merchant? I can't remember her name. Sakamoto's one. Are the Shinsengumi actually going to do well and investigate properly? Toki-san. He's done a lot in his life so far that would cause him to be on that list. Probably should have a lot more people after him. And I mean, she's been on the run for years. Sometimes the quietness, stillness of the evening to go along with a kind of explanation like that. Then they have to act quickly, because even if they don't have that authority, okay. Is this just some scapegoat? And who was the one sentenced for it? Yeah, she looks pretty deceased. Be like a good corpse and be quiet. Even after an execution, she can't have the peace of death. Oh. I guess if it is in the realms of just getting her out safely while making the world think she's dead, sure. But I don't like the fact that they gave that bit of information about testing sores on corpses. Either it's just a very neat bit of information, okay. And what about all of the, how many barrels of criminals is there out there? Stacked warehouse. Shinpachi knows. Is that a capital punishment offence? Will all of his past sins be expunged? Of course you'd find a way of just taking it back to food. Were they going to before? That sounds like an honest proposal there. Do they have the authority to let the Shinsengumi just on? Do they have a warrant? Huh. Even in death, they show reverence and respect, even to criminals. Whereas what we saw at the beginning there, it was not a clean end. So it was never going to be something easy to do. How many people can just help end a family member like that, even if it is in the eyes of the law? But the fact that she can tell that she had to lose a part of herself to do it, it means that it's nothing entirely gone. However, yeah, he must have been a right bastard then. I mean, just because they are, prisoners condemned to death doesn't mean you have the right to pretty much do anything you want. And that is a lesson that is sorely missed throughout the world. So she was raised well. What kind of voice is that? Ah, that's the kind of voice it was. Shinpachi plays the good kind of old man not knowing what's going on. Good thing she opened that barrel. See, as you can tell, it's just corpses in there, Decomposition is great. Why was he playing with the body? Desecration of a corpse is something even he couldn't do. And we know that he's terrified of ghosts. Unfortunately, these two might be out of the loop in that. Okay. And so, because he's on the in line now, he's kind of cleansing any kind of loose ends. A fair sense of duty there. Unfortunately, he could fool Toshiro, but not Soro. He's too on the ball. Thank you for letting it spill out so clearly. It's not the first time that they've all been sold out. Are now all being hunted. The thing is, the criminals and their entire families are meant to be purged. Are they carrying that out as well, or just the ones on the list? Does she not believe that her brother could be so single-minded in getting things done? How much is she trying to throw Gintoki under the bus? Please, just get rid of him, everything will be fine then. And the Shinsengumi probably should have sent more than 2 officers. Well then, if the only thing left on this ship is corpses, so that's all they need to be, all they need to leave behind. And on which side is she going to inevitably land on? I like this colouring, like shading style that they have for these segments. I mean, she was already questioning the law beforehand, and now it's all coming to... Oh yeah, when it's evident just to further someone's political career rather than any kind of following of law. Angry Gintoki. Whenever someone overstays their welcome, starts sullying someone's name, he thinks they are going to need a lot more there to be able to withstand Gintoki. And that's if he was alone. He'd make you suffer. That's got to come down at some point. How can we not love these cool moments with Gintoki really laying down his own version of the law? Only him or someone like him? And despite seeing them just burst out from the stairs there, throwing their comrades around like ragdolls, it was his own actions and those that he saved who killed him rather than her, I guess. While also dedicating himself to a fight in front of him. Kind of how they met. Focusing on the fight in front of him, but also trying to ease the mind of basically someone he's only just met. Who would have thought that Gintoki's words would resonate that well? And that hit everyone around and went through Gintoki, leaving him completely unhurt. Well, yeah, maybe a little, but... he would also slightly deserve it. is because Gintoki treats most people as they were human, unless there's some sort of, lackey in their hundreds. Well, actually clever. Not just going to throw their lives away. And he says that with such a simple face. Yep, being the serial killer going around doing things outside of the law. They were all in the cells together. Okay. I guess it really does send a message, though. The thing is, now that her resolution is pointed squarely at him, is she going to have that strength to carry it through? I thought he was not even going to move, so he's already drawn it that well. No, you can't have the dashing up of falling rubble. That's the one thing I won't allow. And this is where another certain demon jumps in. But from that tiny little thing we saw at the beginning, where there's the children, oh look, I've done it. Which one of them truly threw away their humanity? Probably not the one who has been wounded by it for years. Or a year, however long it has been since the execution. But if you look at a load of different laws from different countries, there are some really dumb ones that still technically have to be upheld because they were never gotten rid of. One of which is you're not allowed to ride a camel through the city. Can't remember where that one applies. And we're going to have to look out for the two characters that it shows off in each one now. And whether or not it has a particular meaning. At least some people show the dead some dignity. There's been many cases now where, even in the news, we don't even treat the living as though they are people. And with that said, what did you think of that episode? The Shinsengumi once again coming in saying, we're upholding the law, we're gonna get you. Oh, only joking, we're actually secretly working on your side because it is the right thing to do. They are doing everything that in their power that they can inside the remits of the law. It's not their fault that there's certain loopholes exist. But I feel like it's ramping up to the point where there's probably only going to be one episode more of this arc. I can see that they could find a way of pulling it over another two, but We've still got Gintoki's past, why he was placed on that list. Is all the words and good deeds that he's done so far going to be nullified by that revelation? Probably not. And who puts the lawmakers to task when they break their own teachings? Who executes the executioner? We're going to have to watch the next episode to find out. So if you enjoyed this one, make sure to let me know. If you leave a like and a comment, it helps out the channel. It helps out me. It staves off the Reaper for another day. But it also might get you some more videos, especially if you subscribe. You won't miss out when the next one gets uploaded. But for now, calm your nerves. Get some rest. See you for another episode of Gintama. My patrons seem to want to smuggle themselves away in a barrel next to the decomposing corpse of my channel. I just hope you're not afraid of ghosts. But before we find out, I need to thank Electric Ant, Arthea, Noku, Raywin, Shiwan, Mecha, Matt, Stinsfire, Jennifer Rojas, Girly, Kite, Soldiertron, Cardboard, Dark Shadow 7899 and everyone else. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have the opportunity to see the inside of this finely crafted oak barrel. Oh, and Gintama, of course.